Baptiste definitely had to be picked here because of that Baptiste-Cath combo. So now Tempo Storm, are they going to go with the Vox here? Or are they going to go with maybe Jewel as they played before? Or even maybe Kestrel is what they like? But that's not good into a Baptiste Baron. So are they going to go with potentially Black Feather there? Because he's a little more slippery. I'd actually pick the Kestrel and stick to kind of what they've been comfortable with.
Yeah, they've of late been playing the Kestrel in the lane. I would love to see this come out into the jungle for Hyde, who is their jungler. He's not a carry, as it shows there, but I am such a big fan of Hyde's Crystal Kestrel in the jungle. When they came up through Challengers, he was absolutely dominant on it, probably like a 90+% hit rate on the one-shot, one-kills. But with the Glaive, it's either going, it can be a jungle lane, but it can also be flexed into the lane. And so I like that flexibility so that they can wait and see what this final captain is, see if it's going to be the captain or a jungle pick for the side of Gankstars to make that decision.
It definitely feels more likely that the Glaive goes in the lane here, just because you kind of want something CP and something weapon power, right? And the CP Kestrel historically goes towards the jungle as opposed to the lane. Obviously, there's definitely room to change that up, and there's room for double weapon power, but the Arden is going to be the final pick for the side of Gankstars, which means Baptiste will be going on into that jungle. So what do we make of these compositions then? How do you feel this one's panned out so far, Bacon?
It's going to be interesting, because with the Baron Baptiste, obviously that's a lot of damage, a lot of massive burst damage that can come out, especially when the Baptiste gets empowered. And so it's going to be very, very crucial for the side of Tempo Storm to get in when they're not about to be empowered. Like, you have to be very much wary of where the Baptiste stacks are and try and engage when he resets. Like, right as he's about to reset from having that perk, that's when you need to go in, and it's a very difficult timing to manage and maintain throughout a fight.
Yeah, so it's like that almost waltz of back and forth between when he's empowered or not. How are you feeling this one's going to plan out, Suijay?
Yeah, I like the draft. Baptiste is anti-dive, so Glaive and Cath want to go in. Arden, it's really good at kiting, so as long as they protect Iraqi on Baron and get him to the late game, I think this should be good. And MacDaddy needs to block Sciences, so that's going to be a test here for him for sure.
All right, so big test game for the new Gankstars lineup. We'll see whether MacDaddy can live up to his predecessors, but it's time to jump on into this one. Let us know on social who you fancy for this one. Hashtag Vainglory as Gankstars versus Tempo Storm is about to get online. Get online on Twitter as well at the same time, but it's time to jump on into the map.
Get online. We're online. Munchables. When Munchable says, do you fancy this team? It means, do you like this team, Fuji? I'm here as an interpreter, a Vainglory / British American English interpreter here for everybody. Tempo Storm versus Gankstars. This is going to be a pretty good matchup.
I agree. I'm also feeling a bit fancy myself right now, Humanist. So
you're always fancy, to be honest.
It's going to be a fancy game. I mean, we have a Baptiste. He's got his fancy top hat, so I think we're good. Kestrel has her fancy hat, so we're working with a solid lineup here from both sides. But I'm hyped, Humanist. This is going to be a great game. These teams actually met during the live championships. Gankstars got the better of Tempo Storm on day one, so we'll see if Tempo Storm can return a little revenge here on this Saturday.
Yeah, let's see what they can do. I mean, I think Bacon mentioned it up on the analyst desk. You know, he was like, Tempo Storm is one of these teams that we think has huge breakout potential. They sometimes struggle to string a whole bunch of series in a row together, but they seem to have that potential.
I mean, it's good potential to have. Watch out, Baron. Getting a little stunned up there, but of course he does have the jump jets as per normal. Level 1 starts on the Baron. You get the double shot, but you also get the getaway free ticket there, so good work there from Iraqi Zora. But we'll have to see with MacDaddy B on the team. Bane's recently parting ways. It is a new captain for Gankstars. How much synergy, how much practice has this team had a chance to put together before today? We'll find out pretty soon.
Xenotech with some fancy plays, but he's getting lit up, and in fact, he's going to go down. It's a first blood for Tempo, I do believe, and flipped back around as they're able to take Xenotech out. Iraqi, a lot of damage. Gaspy, you don't want to move up underneath that turret.
Ooh.
Nah, but that's not the play. And that's going to be Iraqi Zero just getting out there. Pretty sketchy situation, though.
Yeah, no Twisted Stroke quite available while still in range, but Hyde going down. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to steal away this front preempt here, which you definitely want to try to take as much farm away as you can. It's all about quick scaling and quick access to those tier 3 damage items from CP Kestrel, but Hyde, you better watch out. Elder Treant, Xenotech, a little juggling down here. Humanist. Hyde's gonna give it up though.
It's a little, I mean, some fancy juggling, I would say. Xenotech, he's holding his bad mojo. Lost Boy top, trying to troll him out there. Xenotech is able to take the Elder Treant and now pokes at Lost Boy, forcing him out as he was empowered up there. A nice job by Xenotech to help secure, the jungle early on. He started that first fight off. He's kind of applying a little bit of pressure there. And I think, yeah, Xenotech is our player to watch for this series. And I think for pretty good reason.
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely agree. A lot of questions surround the Gankstars team right now, generally having a strong start in the beginning of a season, but somewhat petering off as the season goes on. So we're looking at Xenotech. We're wondering, is he going to be able to be the carry that they need? But we're also looking a lot at Mac and saying, can he show up here this weekend? It's kind of his debut. Not his first time on Gankstars, but these guys are looking for blood.
He's playing like it's they're gonna. No, I'm just kidding. He's not playing like it's the first time. Mac Daddy doing a good job. Xenotech trying to get into position. He wants to throw those bad mojos. This is Elder Treant party time. Gaspy with the afterburn. Gaspy. It's not the angle that he wanted there. Mac Daddy B throws the Vanguard. Potentially is going to regret that as they're not going to have it here in a second. Xenotech throws the Ordained, but they just stand their ground. Bad Mojo's coming out. Lost Boy dropping low. The whole time, Iraqi Zoro just continues to farm up in the lane. Xenotech eats a whole bunch of Glimmer shots coming out here. And this is another thing we said. Our analyst desk talks about everything, so we just have to talk about it a second time. Analyst desk said, Hyde, Kestrel is pretty OP, right?
Pretty
OP.
Pretty OP.
So, I mean, this is one of these matchups where we would expect that the majority of Glimmer shots will be connecting onto their target, and I think actually that could be a little bit dangerous for Xenotech as this game goes on.
Yeah, I mean, as Batiste, you don't really want to build a lot of defense, right? Oh, Iraqi Zoro by himself in a little bit of a 1v3 down here in the jungle, but Tempo should be able to take this.
Well, yeah, that's actually gonna go over to Gaspy, so they do secure it. That's great for them as a unit. I think it would have been great if Hyde could have picked that up, but definitely still a win for Tempo Storm. Tempo doing a pretty good job setting the tempo, we could say, at this point. Small net worth advantage. 3-man Bad Mojo connects from Xenotech. And Saraki making his way out. Level 4. He's working his way towards Sorrow Blade, probably. And of course, Piercing Spear up there. I mean, I feel like both of these teams do have all of the tools they need to win this game. It doesn't feel like either team won the draft hugely. But do you disagree?
I definitely think the draft that Gankstars has is perhaps a little bit more consistent with just building this Baron towards the end game, making sure he can just pop whoever. I mean, if he gets one round of auto attacks off on Kestrel, then he's going to most likely kill her mid to late game. So it's going to be a lot more about making sure that Hyde positions himself to get off a lot of free damage without anything major in return. So it's going to come down to mechanics. I would say that the composition from Gankstars is a bit easier to pull off, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do so. At least Tempo Storm does not want them to do so. But eyes on Hyde here, making sure he can land these Glimmer shots on the right targets.
Lost Boy Ordained throws out his Storm Guard, stands his ground. Oh my god, that was a tongue twister.
I like Storm Ground. It's nice.
Storm Ground. I think it's very important that Hyde's connecting on these Glimmer shots and also his one shots, like the one that just missed up in the lane. I don't think it was dodged out by anybody. He just didn't throw it on target. If that does land, it makes it so much easier for Gaspy in the lane, because you have to like seriously respect the fact that Gaspy could just go ahead and afterburn you back if Lost Boy's there to follow up with a stun.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. In fact, I would like to see a little bit more synergy coming out. A Merciless Pursuit stun with the one-shot, one-kill, and an afterburn on top of it could be all they need to take out the Batiste or the Baron, whoever they get a hold of first. At least before Baron turns level 8, we'll have a pretty hard time getting away. The sustain is also purely coming from the Iron Guard contract, Fountain active. Of course, we do have Vanguard, but once that's down, there's no healing up those Glimmer shots for this Baron. So they do have to be careful about how much free damage they take. One shot does connect.
Very nice connect. That's Vanguard out here. That's going to be a cooldown 10 seconds. Let's see what's going to happen. The mortars continue to come out. Iraqi knows he just has to farm, get himself to that 3-item power spike if possible. Glimmer shots coming out from high at a nice angle. He's able to splash a little bit of damage. Lost Boy just frontlining for his team, doing a good job. Ion Cannon connects onto 2. Mac Daddy B thinking about trying to make a play happen there, but almost actually going down before... I mean, he would have died. Like, one more Glimmer shot, he would have died without even having a chance to use Fountain.
Yeah, if the splash would have hit him there, that would have been game over, at least for now, for Mac Daddy. But they do still have the Fountain.
Afterburn, Iraqi getting wrecked. They just blew him up. Really nice clean engage out of Tempo Storm as they just pull the trigger.
I like it. I like the decision making. I like the lack of hesitation, if you will, just the proactive behavior coming out of Tempo Storm here, recognizing the fact that Fountain will not save Baron if he's that low.
Nothing can save, and Xenotech cannot be saved. Tempo Storm. No mercy. How about you drop the aggro off the turret? Nah, they're just gonna hang around here. Mac Daddy B, you wanna kill us? We'll just eat some Glimmer shots. Oh, one shot, 1 kill. Hide. What? Our Lord and Savior. This is what I mean. This is why they say he's a pretty good Kestrel. No, that was nice there.
1 shot, 1 kill, landing and killing the Arden there. Rakuzor looking for a little bit here. They do have a scout trap down here.
Danger zone. Danger zone. He stands his ground. Glimmer shots coming through. They're able to get out of hide, making the plays. He knew that he could splash through. He had to kill off, I think, one of those jungle monsters, but he splashes through with the last Glimmer shot, getting that. A flare's gonna come out, so Crystal Sentry should be locked onto hide, and he'll go down here at the end. But 2 back-to-back beautiful plays coming out of this Kestrel, and they are going to need it if they're gonna have a chance at this series.
I mean, a little bit of a question has to come to Iraqi there. I'm pretty sure Hyde went into his active camo before the scout was completely cleared. So Iraqi had to have known at least that an active camo was somewhere around the jungle right there. So a bit risky walking down to try to pick it up. I like the fact that Hyde did switch to an auto attack to proc the trap, those front double minions blocking his... Glimmer shots there, but nice reaction out of Hyde to pick up a kill, which could have been an easy one going over to Iraqi. Mac Daddy gonna eat the 1 shot though there, Humans. He's gonna have to do that quite a lot this game, as Xenotech and Iraqi not really having any crystal defense right now. They're gonna take a massive chunk, at least a half of their health bar from some of these 1 shots.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if Xenotech gets hit with one of those, if he's in range to follow up with any damage, if there's an afterburn ready to go, they could burst these guys down. So I think a very good point you mentioned there. And Mac Daddy B, we'll see. Keep our eyes on his positioning here. Can he stay on the front side for his team, soak up his damage? But at the same time, if Hyde's in range for Glimmer shots, that splashes through right onto your allies there. Gauntlet's gonna come down. This is Kestrel on the backside. There you go, Xenotech with the fearsome shade coming through. They're able to take out Gaspy. Gaspy can't lift it down. And that was interesting. Lost Boy, was his Crucible like on cooldown or something?
1 shot.
1 shot, 1 kill. Hyde coming through once again. Has his team on his back right now.
That was a great angle. Xenotech just not expecting it, probably thinking that perhaps it had already been used, or at least Hyde might have gone home not having the energy or the angle to fire that off, but gets the exact angle that he wants, takes down to Xenotech. Hyde feeling really good here, Humanist. 4-1-1. This is exactly what you want as an early game. CP Kestrel main, as some might have said in the past. Hyde really showing up here today on one of the picks he is most notorious for.
Yeah, and you know, if you're well known for a pick, nothing hurts worse than getting it and then not doing so well. Hyde not having that experience today, as he's having a great early game thus far, doing very good work for his team. Gankstars, they need to pull it together. You mentioned, analysts talked about it before, Mac Daddy B. You know, what's the synergy going to be like with this team? He's been practicing, but can they make it all work here together? Maybe they just need a few minutes early on in this game to kind of get that synergy going. And also, fair to mention again, Iraqi. Oh, the 1 shot almost connecting. He is still building into that 3rd item right now. He's not online.
No, he is not. I mean, there's still quite a bit of time left to go before Baron gets his 4 offensive items, but Iraqi is opting for a complete offensive tree, so a couple of glimmers. This Baron is going to go down, so he has to have the perfect positioning here behind Mac Daddy D. And here we go.
Blocked off the blast. Remember, they're going to knock Mac Daddy B back. Gaspy's on the front side. This is big damage coming through from Iraqi Zoro, but It's not hitting onto the Kestrel. Oh no, the Gauntlet! That's not the one you wanted! I'm sure Mac Daddy B wishes he could have that one back. One shot hits Xenotech, burning, melting him down low. And you see Hyde also watch the active camos where he drops them just in these choke points. So like, if you're gonna chase, you better have a block.
Yeah, I mean, even if you have a block, honestly, at the point at which these team fights are ending up at, you're still going to die, even through all the damage. But we do see a contest coming for the gold mine here. Gankstars still wants it. This is risky.
This is a bold move. They find the stun. Mac Daddy B's low. They don't have a fountain. They're going to take a Raki Zoro. Mac Daddy B sells Vanguards. He should be going down here shortly. Fearsome Shade buying a little bit of time. Xenotech, he's going to stand his ground. He gets one. They're able to get two with the help of the Crystal Sentry. What a crazy little fight. No, they only get one. I was tripping out. I lost Hyde off my screen. If I can't see somebody, I assume they're dead, Fuji. That's how I play the game. Hyde, he's low on energy. Lost boy. He can't do enough here, and Hyde's going to have some fancy footwork per se. One shot.
Oh, into it. Humanist.
Talk to me about it.
My heart. That's the second time that we've seen Xenotech go down to the one shot, one kill. Poor Xenotech. This Batiste, just not enough defense, enough to kill him, enough to take him down. Hyde with the fancy footwork here in the enemy side of the jungle, doing a really good job of staying alive around this bottom edge for quite some time. But I have to say, Gankstars, why continue to attack the gold miner? At this point, you've taken too much damage. You're on the back foot. You're not like healthy enough to really contest, but they just continue doing so, and you know they definitely suffer for it. I mean, it could have been worse. We actually saw Lost Boy get rooted by the middle treant and then have to use his Crucible to get out of the Ordained, but still goes down. So a scrappy game, Humanist, lots of kills going back and forth. This is the kind of Vainglory we like to see, though. Like, you can have nice, clean Vainglory, or you can have some scrappy Vainglory, and I like a little bit of both.
I definitely agree with you. And Mac Daddy B agrees as well. Throws the gauntlet. But it's being a gold mine going to Tempo Storm. And this is Arakisaurus just getting lit up. He's down before the fight even starts. Mac Daddy B should be going down. Fountains just at the end. I mean, I think, what did he throw out his Crucible as well? He just got melted down.
Yeah, I mean, just not enough to survive that. Arakisaurus positioning.
Oh, he almost found Xenotech.
Oh, he got out this time, though. Was not subject to being killed by anyone from Tempo, but this is really just Tempo taking complete control of this game. I mean, they still have their first turret up, Humanist. They were able to secure that gold mine before the team fight broke out. They actually pick up 2 kills in favor, now extending that gold lead even further from where it has been. So now this is all about Tempo picking up their own personal tempo as they look to push the vision forward. They want to get in, they want to kill some Crystal Sentries, they want to put pressure on the second turret, and they can do so fairly safely. Like, with this Catherine and these Kestrel active camos, they have a really nice kiting path going backwards to keep this Baron from actually picking up any kills.
Yeah, I think the damage coming out of the Kestrel is so effective that Gaspy's not really forced into those positions that are really desperate. We see some Glaives find themselves in. Right now, a dangerous situation. Hyde, you know, maybe if we have a moment, the fight might break out here. Another one-shot connects onto Mac Daddy B, but if we have a moment, we'll have to talk about this build onto Hyde. Gauntlet down. Oh, big glitter shots coming out. They block off that blast trimmer. And Lost Boy Toff, Gaspy living just on a sliver of health. Gaspy's going to go down. So is that an Echo blast trimmer? Yes, it was. Lost Boy. It hit Xenotech on just the edge there, but they're not ready to follow up. Hyde, there he moves forward. The glitter shot 1 hits, but 2 and 3 do not. Oh, Lost Boy, you have overstepped yourself. Xenotech Empowered takes him down. Man, you have to respect that bad mojo.
You really do. The empowerment, just honestly, Xeno's reflex block there being so critically important. Blocking that Merciless Pursuit stun allows him to stay alive, also allows him to pick up the kill, and he's going to get the treant as well. So feeling strong, feeling confident. Xeno really stepping up in this mid-game after having a pretty tough start.
Yo, Hyde's about to get wrecked. I'm assuming Fearsome Shade's gonna hit him. That Ordained locked him down to start. Oh no, he really gets out of that one. Unbelievable. The flare's gonna come out. Mac know what's going on. Mac Daddy B moves forward. Mac Daddy B gets the place out. Xenotech, dude, you're not gonna do it. I gotta do it myself. Mac Daddy B stepping up, making the plays.
Mac Daddy says, step aside, Xenotech, put me in the spotlight. Let me show you how to run in, use the boot active, pick up the kill, and now they're looking for this Kraken. So they should be able to secure this. They have a lot of abilities to lock it down. Gauntlet is available if they need it as well.
No waves out here onto Mac Daddy B Iraqi. He gets the Vanguard. Big Blastomer comes through, but that's not the fight you were looking for. Tempo Storm. Oh no. An absolute disaster as Gankstars turn that one around on them. They're going to get the Kraken, Fuji. They're going to lose. Oh my gosh. They take the kills. They take the Kraken. They're going to take turrets now. And we'll see. This is going to come down to what can Hyde do here.
This is an absolute disaster for Tempo Storm. Like, another clean early game for the most part that gives them a lot of great position. They haven't lost first objective, but then some poor team fight calls getting caught out overstaying.
Oh, look at that. Did you see the combo that they just tried to throw right there? Xenotech with a fearsome shade from the backside. Iraqi just jump jetting forward. If that connected, oh man, that was highlight plays for sure. Xenotech, you got to be careful. Afterburn blocked off. Xenotech, he should hit with the one shot and goes down one more time. The silence connects onto Iraqi Zoro. Iraqi Zoro gonna try and get back, but a double kill for Hyde. Hyde going through. He said he needed to make the plays, and he comes through clutch.
He does come through clutch. I love the fact that Xeno was able to block the initial engage, but you only get one reflex active until the cooldown comes back, which means the other the team was just able to continue diving him. One shot, one kill once again takes him down. This is the third time in a single game where Xenotech has died to one shot, one kill. It's impressive work, impressive aiming for Hyde, but I have to think if Iraqi Zoro was just going to stick around, he should have went for the turret. He should have just, if he was going to sacrifice his life, go for the objective, kill the turret quickly. That way at least Kraken moves on and gets some significant damage into that choke point turret. So perhaps a little bit of a misplay there. If you weren't going to leave, definitely go for something more than just damage on those enemy heroes. But once again, we are moving into the 18.5-minute mark of this game. Humanist, we still have a gold lead for Tempo Storm and kill lead as well. These guys are feeling pretty confident in their position to win this game. That echo on Catherine is what I'm going to be watching pretty closely as we get into the late game. Can Catherine actually make the most effective use of it? Can we see double blast trimmers? I think we can.
I mean, I think we definitely can as well. Lost Boy, he's had a great game thus far. I mean, 48 stacks on his passive right here as a rogue perk. That's really great. The cap and the guard, giving him a lot of durability. Plus the no wave gauntlet with that echo. Let's see if he can lock one of these guys down. Xenotech, oh Ouch. My goodness, just getting lit up by these one shots. Can they kite backwards? The first blast trimmer blocked off, gauntlet down, and this is just a perfect chance for Tempo Storm to just recollect themselves and think about how they want to approach the situation. They're going to boot forward. They find Iraqi who's trying to teleport out. Big glimmer shots coming through. He gets the jump jets to reposition. You can see the null wave. It's going to be ticking down on Mac Daddy B there. Tempo Storm able to get the Crystal Sentry and get themselves out. Super clean engage.
I was kind of hoping Hyde would use one shot right when it came off cooldown just to see if he could get the pick on Baron there, but it's okay. I'll let Hyde slide on that one, but that's really great engage. I mean, we actually see the fact that, you know, Gankstars knows this echo is on Lost Boy. When the first blast trimmer comes out, they can block it with Crucible, but they don't have another one, so it is risky for them to re-engage, and I like the confidence coming out of Lost Boy just booting into the back of the jungle looking for those stuns.
Lost Boy getting lit up pretty good right now. But of course, he can always just, you know, activate that Storm Guard and kind of bait out one of these fights and turn it around pretty hard. Echo, I think they're basically just waiting off this Echo cooldown at this point. Maybe Null Wave as well.
I mean, there's a lot of actives on Lost Boy, so he's definitely having to juggle quite a few things other than just his own abilities. So impressive work coming out of him here. Echo does finally come up. They do have the Blast Trimmer ready to go as well, Humanist. So everything ready to rock and roll. Perhaps some infusion timing repurchases coming out of Tempo here before they look to engage again. We just saw Lost Boy pick his up. Hyde probably going down to grab his as well. Infusions across the board, but the timings, got to pay attention to this. Pretty important. Xeno does not have enough gold to re-infuse if an extended team fight breaks out. He will not have the power spike that he hopes for, so Tempo actually in the better position as they set up around this Kraken pit.
One shot, smacks Xenotech in the face, still does 50% of his health, even with the light shield that he picked up. Dude, we can talk about it later, but it's like if you're going to pick up some shield, maybe pick it up a little earlier. At this point, Couple glimmer shots coming through. They
blast
block
trimmer.
off the blast trimmer. The afterburn comes through. They almost take
Second blast
Xenotech down.
trimmer.
Mac Daddy B gets the gauntlet off. Iraqi Zoro looking for the damage. He finds the damage. Gaspy's down. They need to kite backwards. Hyde, you're so squishy. 537 damage for Iraqi Zoro. Let's see if he's going to grab jump jets and go forward. Yes, he will. The Storm Guard's going to reflect most of that back, but Gankstars are definitely in pole position right now, winning that fight. This is going to be their Kraken. Let's see what they can get off of it.
I mean, we have to really think about how we engage here at Tempo Storm. You can't get damage to the backline if the sentry is also there. Team fight should not be taken around that part of the map. The last time we saw them fight there, what happened was they actually used the first blast trimmer to really push Gankstars back. They got a lot of damage down, then they reset. They looked for an opportunity to re-engage at the right time, but this time they just kept going, and it cost them big. Kestrel just not able to get any significant damage onto the target she wants to. And at this point of the game, we're at a max level Baron. His range is insane. If he gets one lock on to Kestrel, that could be game over.
Well, it definitely can. I think, you know, obviously Tempo Storm making a little mistake. Let's see if they can clean things up here. Hyde just barely missing there, threading the needle, not in the way he would have liked. As Kraken's going to take down the choke point turret and then move forward. Hyde stealth up on the top side. Xenotech moving forward. He can get lit up. Let's look for the active camo. Light him up. Light him up. There you go, dude. Glimmer shots galore coming through. The splash on the last one connects on the Xenotech, dude. Woo! That was pretty.
I have to question a little bit. So either there was a communication problem with Xeno not thinking he was gonna die, or Mac also just not thinking he was gonna die. Like, no Crucible used, no Fountain used to keep him alive. I think Mac thought he might be able to help body block some.
They all body block this CB Kestrel for you.
But it's a splashy arrow indeed. It doesn't even have to be the Summer Party skin. It still splashes. You gotta watch out for that. So they do defend. It is a little bit dicey, as AJ might say, when you are defending with a composition like Glaive and CP Kestrel. Not the best Kraken damage coming out of this team composition with the push potential. So had Gankstars played a little cleaner there on that engage, I think they could have gotten a lot more with that Kraken push. But, you know, getting taken out, not ideal. We also see a couple of different things maxed Ordained coming out of Xenotech here instead of reducing that cooldown, getting a few more fearsome shades out. But he does have a lot of damage. Shatterglass, Clockwork, Broken Myth, ready to really blow someone up. Not seeing perhaps the best juggling of his empowerments as we saw a little earlier today from Von C. So I'd like to see Xeno prep himself a little bit better in this next team fight.
Prep yourself. One shot comes through, not going to connect. You were mentioning Xenotech's items, and yeah, he's got a lot of damage output. Dude, I'm checking out Hyde's items right now, and this is just a thing of beauty. A lot of times we see Clockwork as like your third item. He built it as his fourth item here. He went Double Shatter, Broken Myth, into Clockwork.
A lot of blue. Perhaps Hyde's listening to some jazzy tunes in the background while he plays today. But he's got the full crystal build, just saying, like, he can't get caught, like, right? Like, he can make zero mistakes, and this is the way Hyde has personally stated he likes to play. No defense if he doesn't need it, all damage, but of course he does have to land some of these glimmer shots to make it happen. Be nice to see Gaspy and Hyde really line up something here, getting a one shot into an afterburn onto the right target. Can be an instant deletion. But we do see no armor really coming out here at all. So if Glaive is able to stick to a target, Gaspy can do some serious work on the backline.
I think, you know, maybe Hyde just kind of throwing the last few one-shots where he thinks Gankstars are, and really good prediction in the angles that he's throwing. I think Gankstars, you got to give him credit, though. Just spreading on, like, the last two as well. Seeing them coming and just kind of making sure they're not connecting.
If I was Hyde, though, I would be pretty nervous about this Baron. I mean, if Iraqi gets a nice jump jet angle, like a lot of times when people are setting up their jump jet, if you are really good at Baron, if you understand your angles and ranges, you can actually jump jet very safely diagonally from your target and get a nice, ooh, Xenotech taking the damage.
That seems good.
Gonna push him back.
One shot. It took 60% of his health off. Ion Cannon. It's kind of zoning them out, and a Fearsome Shade just used for disengage here. It's gonna be a 30-second cooldown, and we'll see what looks like. Tempo Storm are gonna go ahead and get back, heal up, and Gankstars still holding their position.
I like the use of Fearsome Shade and Ion Cannon there for the zoning, just because simply it allowed them to get a safe position, but I don't think taking Kraken and baiting is what you want to do. Like, you don't really have a composition that does well baiting around an objective. You want to be able to engage. Yeah, I mean, all of it's getting cleared now.
Oh, no, I mean, that's one thing that will tilt me, especially at this point in the game when you move down. I think the left shot brush actually got cleared on accident. The right one was on purpose. Lost Boy doing his work there. You can see they're taking Kraken super fast. They're capturing this Kraken so quickly. Gankstars, they're moving down. Okay, so you're gonna have to respond to Gankstars positioning in the lane, but Gankstars should be forced back here unless this is just like an absolutely disastrous fight for Tempo Storm.
This was a very, very poor shot call coming from Gangstar, just giving up the Kraken, but perhaps in return, a little bit of a poor shot call from Tempo, just letting the Kraken now take a ton of damage pretty much for free. Perhaps thinking that Gankstars was going to try to push to the turrets, but you know, maybe better safe than sorry, but they definitely want to get more than just one turret with this Kraken. Otherwise, this push is not worth it.
Let's see what they can do. Null Wave blocked off by Mac Daddy B. He's going to block off the Blast Trimmer as well. At least the first one, anyway. One shot comes through, not connecting on a target. It's nice for Gankstars, not what Hyde was looking for. With that, Tempo Storm take that as a sign that they should just move down, probably clear out the jungle here.
I don't love the idea of taking the Kraken, going back to base, being a little bit off kilter with how they wanted to execute on that push. They only get one turret for it. So
do they just lose the turret to the lane minions?
They did, yeah. Lane minions just take down one of the base turrets as well. So they didn't even push the wave. They were trying to get to the Kraken so fast after realizing Gankstars backed off. They didn't even clear the wave out all the way. So the heavy push coming from Gankstars knocks down another base, or excuse me, the first crystal turret. So pretty good for GS here. One shot does hit Arachne Zoro. These guys fill in 50% of their HP every time this connects minimum, even with the Aegis online. But this full glass cannon build coming out of Hyde really doing work, and his one-shot accuracy pretty good this game.
I'd like to see a percentage on that. He's connected with the majority of them. Let's be real though, Fuji, this is not like full glass cannon. He does have his boots here.
Oh, that's
a little bit greedy of him.
That's true. It's hard to walk around in the fold without something on your feet, man. A lot of pebbles and rocks out here.
It's true that the churn can get you there. This is going to be a gauntlet coming down, kind of splitting Tempo, but Gaspy right into the middle. Fearsome Shade jump jets for it. Araki looking to find the damage out onto Gaspy. He's able to get one Gankstars.
One shot.
Taking the advantage of this fight. Xenotech, he's low, but they find the damage. Oh, they almost take out Hyde, man. That double attacks coming out of the jump jets, dropping him so low. And they're all in danger of being taken down by this Kestrel, but Hyde solo has to play super careful. Dude, I'm ready. I'm ready for the godlike plays. Mind, body, and soul. I'm ready for it, Hyde. Fuji, are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it, Hyde. Let's
One
go.
shot. It's not going to come through. He's got to move forward. The flare's out. They know where he is. Xeno attack. He's going to look to get some bad mojos out. A couple glimmer shots coming through. He's going to wait for those to cool down. Mac Daddy B taking turret aggro. Iraqi. He's there. 527 damage. They're on to the Vein Crystal. Come on, Hyde. Get him. Get him, Hyde. Can he do it? Mac Daddy B absorbing the majority of the damage, making the plays he needed. And alas, it's not going to be what our hearts did desire in that moment, to see the godly defense. Of course, it's always great to see Gankstars take a victory 30 minutes in. Now, a pretty late game here.
Of all the times you needed to hit one shot, one kill at the base, if he would have hit the first one, they would have held. Such a close game.
Such a close game. A great game indeed. I don't even know how many Captain of the Guard stacks Lost Boy had at the end. I don't know, maybe our analysts have that in.